Hello everyone. This is Mohan, Chemistry Faculty of Alwas, PU College. Dear students, today's discussion's topic for chemistry crash course is that physical chemistry concept of first PUC. One is thermodynamics and another one is chemical equilibrium, that covers both chemical as well as what? Ionic equilibrium. Students, let's start the discussion part. Question number 1. Among them, intensive property is. Students, intensive properties are the properties which doesn't depends on the quantity of the substance. Here, mass is an extensive property. Here, the property which depends on the quantity of the substance. Volume is an extensive property and enthalpy also extensive properties, but among 4, surface tension is an intensive property which doesn't depends on the quantity of the substance. Hence, answer for the question number 1 is C, surface tension. Question number 2. The exothermic reaction is one in which reacting substances, the enthalpy of the, for exothermic reaction, this is for exothermic reactions. For exothermic reactions, the enthalpy of the reactant is greater than the enthalpy of the product. Hence, the option for the question is more energy than the products. More energy or more enthalpy than the product. Answer is second option. Third question. Calculate the standard entropy change for the reaction A gives B if the value of delta H naught, that is standard enthalpy of the reaction, is 28.4 kilojoule per mole and equilibrium constant is 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 7 at 298 Kelvin. The question asked about to calculate entropy, standard entropy change, that is delta S naught. We have an equation that is Gibbs free energy, that is delta G naught equal to delta H naught minus T delta S. Okay. First we will find out delta G value, then we have the value for delta H naught and temperature. Finally, we will go for what? Delta S naught. Now, delta G naught, there is one equation that is delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT into log Kc. This is the equation. Now, minus 2.303 R here is kilojoule, joule, I am going to take joule, that is 8.3, temperature is 298 Kelvin, and log Kc, the equilibrium constant value is 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 7. Let us simplify log 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 7, that is log, I can write log 1.8 as 18 and minus 7 will become minus 8. Log 18 can be written as 3 square into 2 into 10 to the power minus 8. Now, this will become 2 log 3 plus log 2 and 10 to the power minus 8 is minus 8. Now, 2 into log 3 value is 0.5. Log 2 value is 0.3 and minus 8, 2.5, 2 into 0.5 is 1, 1.3 minus 8 is minus 6.7. The value of log 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 7 is minus 6.7. Now, minus 2.303 into 8.3 into 298 into minus 6.7, 38,163 joule per mole. Now we have got the value of delta G naught. Let us substitute in that equation. Delta G naught equal to delta H minus T delta S. Hence T delta S is nothing but delta H naught minus delta G naught. Delta S equal to delta H naught is 28.4. Let us convert into joule. 28,400 minus delta G naught is 38,163 and temperature will go to new denominator, the temperature is 298. Okay. After simplification, the value is minus 33.7, approximately 33.7 joule per Kelvin per mole. Yes, option for question number 3 is B. Fourth question, on the basis of thermochemical equations, that is 1, 2 and 3, find out which of the algebraic relationships given in option A to D is correct. We have 3 equations. Okay, in addition to equations, we have enthalpy values. Now, what are the relationship between X, Y and Z? The solution part is, students, when you sum of equation 2 and equation 3, when you sum of equation 2 and 3, carbon, that is graphite, plus carbon monoxide, that is gas, half O2, that is 1 O2, the product is carbon monoxide plus carbon dioxide gas. Now, both sides we have carbon monoxide. Here the delta H value is 2 plus 3, means it should be Y plus Z. It should be Y plus Z, and carefully look into the first equation. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. The enthalpy value is X, therefore, X is nothing but the sum of 2 and 3, that is Y plus Z, Y plus Z. X equal to Y plus Z, therefore, answer for the question is third option C. Students, next question, that is fifth question. Which of the following are not state function? There are 2 functions, one is state function and one more is path function. State function does not depends on the path followed by the reaction, and path function which depends on the path followed to change from one state to another state. But for state function doesn't depends on the path followed to convert one state to another state of the system. Now, we have first one is Q plus W, that is nothing but internal energy. Q plus W is delta E or delta U, both are taken for internal energy. And students, delta E is an internal energy, it is a state function, therefore, it is not a path function. Now, we want which of the following is not a state function. Q is heat, is a path function, hence it is a not a state function. W is work done, it is a path function, hence it is not a state function, both are not a state function. Last one is there, no, H minus Ts, that is nothing but Gibbs energy. Gibbs energy and internal energy, they are state function. Q and W are not state function, hence option should have second one and third one. Second one and third one, option D is the correct answer for fifth question. Next question, question number 6. For which of the following process change in entropy is negative? Randomness decreases when you move from reactant to product side. That's why it is called as delta S is negative. In first case, 1 mole of hydrogen molecule, that is gaseous molecules, will become 2 moles of a hydrogen atom in gaseous state. Okay. From here to here, the number of gaseous molecules increases, means randomness increases. Nitrogen in 1 atmosphere, nitrogen in 8 atmosphere. Both of them has 1 mole of nitrogen, means as pressure increases, volume got reduced. As volume decreases, randomness decreases, entropy will be negative. The answer for the question is B. Third option we have, that is 2 moles of gas in the reactant part, 3 moles of gas in the product part, entropy increases. Carbon diamond and carbon graphite. The students, the carbon that is in the diamond which has a lower entropy than in graphite carbon. Hence, the answer is B. Question number 7. The standard enthalpy of formation of NH3, that is formation of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen, is minus 46 kilojoule per mole. It is an exothermic reaction. If the enthalpy of formation of hydrogen from its atoms is minus 436 kilojoule per mole and that of nitrogen is minus 712 kilojoule per mole, the average bond enthalpy of NH bond in ammonia. That means nitrogen, ammonia has 3 NH bonds. That is why we are not going to take simply bond enthalpy, it is average bond enthalpy. Now the question is, what is the average bond enthalpy for NH bond in ammonia? Now we will write the equation. N2 plus H2 will give NH3, gaseous reaction. Now we are going for enthalpy of formation, that is formation of 1 mole of ammonia means it should be half nitrogen and this should be 3/2 hydrogen. Here enthalpy of formation of ammonia is minus 46 kilojoule per mole. Now the enthalpy of the reaction is nothing but bond energy of the reactants minus bond energy of the product. You can take summation of bond energy of the reactant and summation of a bond energy of the products. Now delta H enthalpy of formation is given, that is minus 46 kilojoules per mole, and we have 2 reactants, that is nitrogen and hydrogen. For nitrogen this is 1/2 into the bond energy is for nitrogen is 712 plus one more reactant we have, that is hydrogen, that is 3/2 into 436 kilojoule per mole. Okay, this is reactant part and bond energy of ammonia. Now bond energy of ammonia, we have 3 NH bond, we have to calculate average bond energy. Now this is minus 46 and minus bond enthalpy of ammonia. Now you can take the values to left side, it is minus 356 and minus 3 8s are 24, 3 1s are 3, 5, 3 2s are 6, that is equal to bond enthalpy of ammonia. Now bond enthalpy of NH, we have 3 NH bonds in ammonia. Now we are going to take 1 NH, that is average bond enthalpy of NH, the sum of this one, that is minus 46, minus 356 and minus 654, that is minus 1056 by, we have 3 bonds, that is 3, therefore the value should be 352 kilojoule per mole, and no need to take this minus because we have minus minus, this is minus, no, minus minus cancels, finally we have 352 because bond enthalpy is the positive value 352 kilojoule per mole. Therefore option for the question is D. Question number 8, which of the following reactions defines enthalpy of formation? Students, enthalpy of formation is the enthalpy change when 1 mole of compounds are formed from its elements in their standard physical state and standard temperatures. Now this is 2 moles, not possible. Carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen. Students, the standard allotropic form of carbon is not diamond, it is graphite. Hence, it is not enthalpy of formation. Yes, answer for the question number 8 is second one, formation of 1 mole of compound from its elements in their standard physical state. Third one, it is not the answer for the question because it is 2 moles, it should be 1 mole. And finally, the carbon dioxide is not formed from its elements, it is from compounds. Hence, answer is B. What is the value of internal energy change, that is delta U, at 27 degrees Celsius of a gaseous reactions? That is, reactions are there whose heat change at constant pressure is minus 50,700 joule and R value has given. We have 4 options. Analyze the question carefully, that is heat change at constant pressure. Students, whatever heat changes at constant pressure is nothing but delta H is given, that is minus 50,700 joule. You can take the equation like this also. Heat change at constant pressure is delta H and heat change at constant volume is delta U, that is internal energy. Now, there is a relationship between delta H enthalpy and internal energy, that is delta H equal to delta U plus delta Ng RT. Now, the question is to find out delta U, that is delta H minus delta Ng RT. We have the value for delta H, that is minus 50,700 joule minus delta Ng. Students, delta Ng means the number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. That is, product has 2 moles of gaseous reactants and reactant has 2 plus 5, 7 moles of gaseous reactants, that is delta Ng value is minus 5, hence minus 5 into the value of R is 8.314 into the value of temperature. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, that is at Kelvin is 300. On simplification, the value is minus 38,229 joule. Ninth question, option is C. Next question, question number 10. The species which by definition has 0 standard molar enthalpy of formation at 298 Kelvin. Students, the standard molar heat of formation or enthalpy of formation for an elements in their standard physical state is always taken as 0. Here bromine, the standard physical state of bromine is not gas, it is a liquid, hence it is not 0. Yes. Chlorine, that is second option is the answer. Chlorine standard physical state is gas, and we have water, it is not element, it is a compound, and last one also compounds. Hence, answer for this question is B. Question number 11. 4.48 liter of an ideal gas at STP, that is standard temperature and pressure, requires 12 calories to rise its temperature by 15 degree Celsius at constant volume. The Cp of the gas is, Cp is specific or molar heat capacity at constant pressure. We have the relationship between Cp and Cv, Cp minus Cv equal to R. The question is to find out Cp, hence Cp is nothing but Cv plus R. Let us find out what is Cv. As I told you earlier, Cv, okay, Cv or can go with delta U. Delta U, internal energy is nothing but N into Cv into delta T. Is the equation you must know, that is delta U equal to N into Cv into delta T. Hence, Cv is nothing but delta U by N into delta T. Delta U value we have, that is 12 calories to rise its temperature. That means at constant volume, whatever heat changes, no, that heat is nothing but internal energy change, that is delta U is 12 calories, and N, that is number of moles of the gas. We have 4.48 at STP, that we know number of moles gas can be calculated by taking 4.48 liter by 22.4 liter. Students, 22.4 liter is the volume of any gas at STP. Therefore, number of mole is 0.2. Now, number of moles of gas is 0.2 moles into temperature change is 15 degrees Celsius. Now, 15 degrees Celsius being temperature difference, you can take the difference as 15 itself. Now, the value is 2 ones are, 2 60s are, 15 ones are, 15 fours are, CV equal to 4. Now, substitute the CV value here, you will get Cp equal to Cv plus R, Cv is 4, and we should know R value in terms of calorie is 2. If it is in joule per Kelvin per mole, it is 8.3, approximately taken as 2, answer is 6 calorie, option D. Question number 12, spontaneous adsorption of a gas on a solid surface is exothermic process because students, adsorption of the gas at solid surface is an spontaneous process where the delta G value is negative. Here the reason behind this is adsorption. On solid surface gas will get adsorbed. Gas has more randomness and more entropy. When it comes contact with the surface of a solid, its randomness decreases. That means entropy decreases. Hence, answer for 12th question is entropy decreases. Question number 13. Standard entropies of X2, Y2 and XY3 are 60, 40 and 50 joule per Kelvin per mole respectively for the reaction. It is a particular reaction, and delta H we have, that is minus 30 kilojoule per mole, to be at equilibrium. Please note down this point. It is at equilibrium. The temperature should be, what is the temperature? Okay. We have Gibbs free energy equation, delta G is nothing but delta H minus T delta S. The question is to calculate what is the value of T when it reaches equilibrium. For equilibrium, the value of delta G is 0. For this particular reaction, delta S value, change in entropy. Okay. The entropy for X2 is 60, Y2 is 40 and XY3 is 50. Go for this equation. That is delta S is nothing but summation of entropy of a product minus summation of entropy of a reactant. Hence, product is XY3, its entropy is 50 minus entropy of a reactant, that is X2 is 60, that is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 60 plus we have Y2, that is 3 by 2 times, and its entropy is 40. Let us find out the entropy change. 50 minus 30, 2 ones are, 2 twos are, it is 60. Now 90, 50 minus 90 equal to 40. That is 40 joule per Kelvin per mole. Now substitute this value in this equation. Now students, at equilibrium, the value of delta G is 0. If the value of delta G is 0 means delta H becomes T delta S. Delta H is 0 means delta H is T delta S. T is nothing but delta H by delta S. The value of delta H is minus 30,000 joule. It should be in joule, divided by delta S is minus 40. Therefore, answer for this question, it comes around 750 Kelvin. Therefore, temperature is 715 Kelvin. Therefore, option is A for 13th question. Question number 14. At 27 degrees Celsius, 1 mole of an ideal gas is compressed isothermally and reversibly from a pressure of 2 atm to 10 atm. The value of change in internal energy, that is delta E, we have to calculate, and heat Q we have to calculate, R. R value is 2, because all are there in the kilocalorie, R value is 2. Now students, from first law of thermodynamics, we have one equation, that is internal energy change is nothing but Q plus W. Now the condition for this problem is isothermally. Isothermally means delta T is equal to 0. When temperature remains constant, its internal energy change also 0. Now this equation, it will become Q is equal to minus W. Q is equal to minus W. Now work done is nothing but minus 2.303 into nRT log P1 by P2, initial pressure and final pressure. Substitute the values of parameters, that is N equal to 1 mole, R value is 2 calorie, temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, that is 300 into log P1, initial pressure is 2 atm, final pressure is 10 atm. The value of R is 2 calorie. Let's simplify log 2 by 10. Log 2 by 10 is nothing but log 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is 0.2. I can take log 0.2 as log 2 into 10 to the power minus 1. Therefore, the value of log 2 is 0.3 minus log 10 to the power minus 1 is 1. Hence, it is minus 0.7. Minus 2.303 into 2 into 300 into minus 0.7. Minus into minus plus. Now, the value is 965 calories. That means work done is 965. Our work is to find out Q value. Q is minus W. Hence, minus to plus, that is 965 calorie. The value of Q is minus 965 calorie. The work done is 965 calorie. Now, answer for the question is first one. Internal energy changes is 0 and Q is minus 965 calorie. Next question, question number 15. For an endothermic reactions, the energy of activation, that is activation energy, and enthalpy of reaction is delta H. The minimum value of activation energy is, students, being endothermic reaction, this is an endothermic reaction where the enthalpy of the reactant is small when compared to enthalpy of the product. Now, consider a forward reaction. From here to here, whatever energy barrier we have, no, that is activation energy for the forward reaction. Activation energy for the forward reaction, which is more than delta H. This gap is enthalpy difference between product and reactant. Hence, the activation energy should be more than delta H. It should be more than delta H. Answer is fourth one. Next question. Question number 16. The volume of a gas is reduced to half from its original volume. The specific heat will be. Students, specific heat is an intensive property. It does not depend on the quantity of the substance. Hence, the answer is remains constant. Question number 17. Hydrogen gas reacts with iodine, that gives 2 moles of HI, where the enthalpy of the reaction is 51.9 kilojoule. According to this, heat of formation of HI. Students, heat of formation is for 1 mole, but in the question we have one reaction, that is formation of 2 moles. Hence, if you want to get the answer for enthalpy for 1 mole of HI, that enthalpy value must be divided by 2. Therefore, 51.9 by 2, the value is 25.95. Is the enthalpy of formation for HI, that is 1 mole of HI. Answer is D. Next question, question number 18. The entropy change for the conversion of 1 mole of alpha tin, that is at 13 degrees Celsius and 1 atm to 1 mole of beta tin, that is at 13 degrees Celsius and same pressure, if the enthalpy of the transition is 2.095 kilojoule per mole. Okay, these two are alpha and beta, they are allotropic forms of tin. Okay, there is a phase transition, there is a phase transition. The entropy of phase transition is given by enthalpy of phase transition at the temperature. Now, the enthalpy of phase transition is 2.095 kilojoule per mole, and this has to be, and temperature is given, that is 13 degree Celsius. Now, convert 13 degree Celsius into Kelvin, that is 13 plus 273, that is 286. This is 286 Kelvin. Now, delta H is in kilojoule form, convert it into joule. Now, the final answer should be 7.32 is the answer. Therefore, option A is the answer for question number 18. Next question. Question number 19. For the reaction 2HGO, that is solid, will become 2HGL, that is liquid, and oxygen gas. Options are there. Now, students, reactant is solid and products are liquid and gas, hence in forward direction entropy of the reaction increases. S should be positive. S should be positive. Okay, we have to consider these two. Now, students, forward reaction is endothermic. Why? Because when you analyze the backward reaction, that is combustion of mercury, always the combustion reactions are exothermic. Hence, backward reaction is exothermic, forward reaction is endothermic. Being endothermic, forward reaction, H value should be positive, that is greater than 0. Option B is the answer for 19th question. Next, question number 20. Which among the following are necessary and sufficient conditions for spontaneous reaction? Students, for spontaneous reaction, enthalpy, if it is negative and entropy is positive, okay, at any temperature, the reaction will be spontaneous. Hence, both H should be negative, that is exothermic, S is positive. In this case, at all temperature condition, the reaction is spontaneous. Next question. Question number 21. A gas expands from 1.5 to 6.5 liter against a constant pressure of 0.5 atm. During this process, the gas also absorbs 100 joules of heat. The change in the internal energy of the gas is. If you have a word that is constant pressure, expansion against constant pressure means it should be irreversible expansion. That is, work done for irreversible expansion is nothing but minus P delta V, that is minus P into V2 minus V1. Now, external pressure is 0.5 atm into final volume is 6.5 and initial volume is 1.5 liter. This is atm. Now, together it is 0.5 into 5 atm or liter atm. It is 2.5 minus 2.5 liter atm. Now, the work done unit here, it is liter atm, but we have joules in the question. Convert liter atm into joule by doing following conversion, that is 1 liter atm is nothing but 101.3 joule. Hence, multiply 101.3 to this value, you will get 253, approximately 253 joules. We have one equation to find out delta U. The work is to find out heat change at constant, that is internal energy, that is delta U. Delta U is nothing but Q plus W. We have the data for Q, that is 100 joule, minus it should be minus, work done is minus 253, approximately the value is 153 joule. The answer for 21st question is, it should be minus 153.3, that is C. Question number 22. The standard heat of formation values of SF6, that is gas, S gas and F gas are minus 1100, 275 and 80 joule per mole respectively. The energy of SF bond in SF6. The question is to calculate the average bond energy of SF in SF6, because we have 6 SF bond in SF6. Let's write the equation first, students. That is S gas plus F gas will give you SF6 gas. Balance the equation. That is delta H value is minus 1100 joule per mole. Next one, S solid to S gas. Delta H value is 275 joule per mole. Now third one is half F2 gas will give you F gas. The delta H is 80 joule per mole. 80 joule per mole. Now the question is, what is the average bond enthalpy of SF6? Now enthalpy of the reaction is nothing but bond energy of the reactant minus summation of bond energy of product. Reactants are sulfur and fluorine. Sulfur value is 275 plus we have 6 fluorine gas, that is 6 into, for fluorine it is 80 minus bond energy of the it should be product. Product is SF6, that is minus 1100. Minus 1100. Now it is 275, 18 plus 6, 480 plus 1100. Now the value is 1815. This is for 6 SF bond. For 1 SF bond, the value has to be divided by 6. It is around 3 is a 309. 309. Answer is 309 kilojoule. Students, it should be kilojoule. It should be kilojoule. Question number 23. Entropy of a perfect crystalline solid at absolute zero is. Students, this is third law. According to third law, at absolute zero, the net entropy or the entropy of a pure crystalline substance approaches zero. That means entropy of a perfect crystalline solid at absolute zero is 0. Question number 24. For a given exothermic reaction, Kp and Kp dash are the equilibrium constants at temperature T1 and T2 respectively. Assuming that heat of reaction is constant in temperature range between T1 and T2, it is readily observed that. We have 4 options. Students, quantitatively, the relationship between temperature and Kp value, that is equilibrium constant, is given by integrated forms of Van 't Hoff equation, that is log Kp dash divided by Kp. Log Kp dash by Kp equal to delta H naught by 2.303 R and T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. Okay. Quantitatively, the relationship between a temperature and rate equilibrium constant along with the delta H, that is enthalpy change, and you have to assume between these two temperature enthalpy of the reaction remains constant. Now, being exothermic reaction, for exothermic reaction, delta H value should be negative. Delta H value is negative means now log Kp dash by Kp is negative. Now log Kp dash should be less than log Kp and Kp dash should be less than Kp. Kp dash is less than Kp, hence answer is Kp dash is less than Kp, option A. Next question. If solubility product of zirconium phosphate is denoted by Ksp and its molar solubility is denoted by S, then which of the following relation between S and Ksp is correct? This is based on solubility product. Students, let us write the ionization of zirconium phosphate, that is Zr3 PO4 4 times, that is solid. The product, ionized product are Zr4 plus 3 plus 4 times of phosphate power 3 minus. Now, if it is having solubility S, it is also S. Now, Ksp, solubility product can be written as 3s power 3 and 4s power 4. Now, 3 power 3 into 4 power 4 and S power 7, that is Ksp. Now, S is nothing but Ksp 3 power 3, 4 power 4 whole power 1 by 7, that is 1 by 3 power 3 and 4 power 4 is nothing but 6,912, 1 by 6,912 into Ksp whole power 1 by 7. Answer for the question number 25 is D. Question number 26. Which will make basic buffer? Student, the condition for the basic buffer means it should have weak base. In addition to that, it should have salts of a strong acid. Weak base, the combination for basic buffer is weak base and salts of a strong acid. Now, let us find out the weak base here. Ammonium hydroxide is the weak base. And we have strong acid, that is HCl. When HCl combines with the weak base, that is NH4OH, we will write the equation HCl plus NH4OH, it will give you NH4Cl plus H2O. NH4Cl and H2O, here it is weak base, it is salts of strong acid, that will give you basic buffer. Now, here 100 ml into the concentration is 0.1 molar and this is 200. Out of 200 it will use only 100 ml into 0.1 molar. Okay. The concentration of NH4Cl will be 0.1 molar. 0.1 molar along with 0.1 molar after the reaction. Now, we have 0.1 molar NH4Cl along with out of 200 only 0.1 100 ml is reacted, remaining 100 ml is there. Now, we have 100 ml of NH4OH along with NH4Cl. This will gives the basic buffer. Answer for 26th question is C. Question number 27. 4 moles of A are mixed with 4 moles of B at equilibrium for the reaction A plus B gives C plus D. 2 moles of C and D are formed. The equilibrium constant for the reaction will be. Now let's write the equation. A plus B gives C plus D. The initial concentration of A was 4 mole, B was 4 mole, now C was 0, D was 0. Then 2 moles of C is formed after some time. 2 moles are formed, that means all are in 1:1 ratio, hence minus 2 moles of A and B got reacted. Now at equilibrium, the concentration remaining is 4 minus 2 is 2, 4 minus 2 is 2, this is 2, this is 2. Now write the Kc for this equation, that is concentration of C, concentration of D divided by concentration of A, concentration of B, concentration of C, the product concentrations, and divided by reactant concentrations. All are equal, hence the value of Kc for the reaction is 1. Option C is the answer for the question. Question number 28. Which of the following molecule acts as a Lewis acid? Lewis acids are the species which accepts a pair of electrons. The electron deficient species usually act as Lewis acids. Among 4, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus and boron, this species is electron deficient, readily accepts a pair of electron, hence option is D. Question number 29. In a buffer solution, the pH is pKa when the solution contains. When it happens, pH is nothing but equal to pKa. Now, for buffer solution, that is pH is nothing but pKa plus log salt by acid. Now the condition is pH must be equal to pKa. When it happens means if this value become 0. Both salt concentration and acid concentration remains same, then log salt by acid, if both are same, that is salt concentration equal to acid concentration, then it will be log 1, that is 0, that time pH equal to pKa, that is option A, salt concentration equal to acid concentration. Next question. Question number 30. Which of the following solutions will have highest value of pH? Now highest value of pH means it should be having lower acidity. Now we have HCl, sulfuric acid, these two are mineral acids, carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acids are weaker acid than mineral acid. Now all of them was 0.1 molar, hence weak acid will have more pH, that is carboxylic acid, acidic acid. Option for 30th question is C. Okay. Question number 31. Which of the following order regarding basic strength of the given Bronsted bases in aqueous medium is correct? Students, this is based on conjugate acid base pair. Now conjugate acid base pair means a pair of acids and base which differ by a single proton. Here, if the conjugate acid is strong, its base will be weak and vice versa. Now we have conjugate base NO2. NO2 means HNO3, not HNO3, HNO2 nitrous acid and its conjugate base, and we have acetate, that is CH3COO minus, its conjugate acid is acetic acid, and last one is carbonic acid, that is its conjugate acid is carbonic acid, its base is bicarbonate. Now I will write acidic strength. HNO2 is stronger acid than acetic acid, and acetic acid still stronger acid than carbonic acid. Now this is acidic order, and as I told you earlier, if the acid is strong, its conjugate base will be weak. Now HCO3 minus CH3COO minus and NO2 minus. This is in basic order. Therefore, answer is D. 31 option is D. Question number 32. The conjugate acid ion is, that is the conjugate acid azide ion is, students, azide is N3 minus. The conjugate acid of azide means it should take hydrogen, that means N3 minus will take hydrogen, that will become N3H. Therefore, answer for the question is number 32 is B, N3H. Next one. In an exothermic reaction, high yield of the product is obtained at. Students, exothermic reaction means heat is evolved. When heat is evolved, that condition, if you apply the temperature, equilibrium favors backward reaction. That is, for a particular reaction, it is an exothermic reaction, A plus B is going to give C along with the heat. Now, if you increase the temperature, heat got increased, it favors backward reaction according to Le-Chatelier principle. That means, if you reduce the temperature, if you lower the temperature, equilibrium wants to increase the temperature according to Le-Chatelier principle by favoring forward reaction. Forward reaction means more and more products are formed. Hence, exothermic reactions, for exothermic reactions, low temperature favors the formation of a high yield of the product. Hence, answer is B. Question number 34. The dissociation constant of a substituted benzoic acid at 25 degrees Celsius is given, that is 1 into 10 to the power minus 4. The pH of 0.1 mole solution or molar solution of its sodium salt. Students, benzoic acid is a weak acid and its salt is given sodium salt, it should be strong base, that is weak combination of weak acid and strong base. Combination of weak acid and strong base. Now, the calculation for pH is given by 7 plus a half into pKa plus log C. 7 plus half, pKa is nothing but minus log Ka plus log C. 7 plus half minus log Ka is nothing but 10 to the power minus 4 plus log C. 7 plus half minus into minus plus, that is 4 plus log C is nothing but 0.01, C is 0.01 means 10 to the power minus 2, therefore value is minus 2, therefore half into 2, that is 1, 7 plus 1, therefore pH of the solution is 8, answer is option C. Students, question number 35. The pH of 0.05 molar aqueous solution of diethylamine is 12, pH is given. Now, we have to find out Kb value, that is dissociation constant of a weak base. pH value is 12. We know that pH plus pOH is 14. Now, pOH is nothing but 14 minus 12, that is equal to 2. PaOH equal to 2 means the concentration of OH minus ion is 10 to the power minus 2. 10 to the power minus 2. Now, we will write the equation reaction, that is diethylamine C2H5 2 times NH, that is diethylamine, plus water, that is dissociation. Being base, it will take hydrogen, that is C2H5 twice NH 2 plus and OH minus. The initial concentration of diethylamine was 0.05. Now, out of 0.05, initially the concentration was 0. Now, after some time, OH minus ion concentration is 0.01. If it is 0.01, it is also the same. Now, 0.05 minus 0.01. Now, remaining is 0.04. Here it is 0.01 and 0.01. Let's write the Kb value at equilibrium. 0.01 into 0.01 by 0.04. Okay, the value will be 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. The answer for the question is B, 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Question number 36. For a reaction N2 plus 3H2 gives ammonia, if the energy of activation for this reaction is 70 kilocalorie, that is for forward reaction being exothermic, the energy of activation for the backward reaction. Students, it's a exothermic reaction. Let's see the graph for exothermic reaction. For exothermic reaction, whatever energy gap is there from here to here, this is called as energy of activation for forward reaction. And if you see the energy of activation for backward reaction, product act as reactant, reactant act as product. Now, this gap is energy of activation for backward reaction. That means, backward reaction has more activation energy than forward reaction. That means, backward reaction has more energy than forward reaction activation energy. This is 70, that is for forward, more than 70. It should be more than 70 means the answer is B, that is 92 kilocalorie. For the chemical reaction, that is 3x y together reacts and that will give you x3y. The amount of x3y at equilibrium is affected by. Student, this is based on Le-Chatelier principle. There are 3 parameters. One is pressure, second one is concentration, third one is temperature. If you alter these 3 parameters, okay, the product concentration may get altered, or sometimes the product concentration increases, in few cases it got decreased. That depends on the reaction, whether it is exothermic or endothermic, etc. and all. Now, students, if you alter temperature, the concentration of x3y, that is product, will get altered. In addition to temperature, pressure also plays a role. That means, reactant has 4 moles of gas, product has 1 mole of gas. Okay, if you increase the pressure, equilibrium shifts in forward direction to decrease the pressure. Hence, more and more products are formed. That means, 2 things are there, that is temperature as well as pressure. Therefore, answer for this one is A. But students, whatever catalyst we have, no, it decrease the time of attainment of equilibrium. Okay. Hence, for 37th question, answer is first one. Students, question number 38. For the reaction SO2 sulfur dioxide on combustion gives you sulfur trioxide. Kp is there, that is Kc into RT power x, where the symbol have usual meaning, then the value of x is. Now, we have one equation that combines or relates Kp with Kc, that is RT power x. X is nothing but number of moles of gaseous product minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. Now, product is sulfur dioxide 1 mole and the number of moles of gaseous reactant 1 plus half, that is 1.5. Therefore, it should be minus half. The value of x is minus half. Answer is D. Question number 39. the degree of dissociation of 10 to the power minus 3 molar ammonium hydroxide solution is about. The degree of dissociation is alpha. Alpha is nothing but Kb by C. It's an equation. Kb is the dissociation constant of weak base, that is ammonium hydroxide, and C is nothing but concentration. The value of Kb is 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 5, and we have the value for concentration, that is 10 to the power minus 3. It is square root of 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 2. After simplification, the value is 0.134. Therefore, answer is C. Next question, question number 40. The pH of a dilute solution of acetic acid was found to be 4.3. The addition of a small crystal of sodium acetate will cause pH 2. This question is based on common ion effect. Now, we have acetic acid, CH3COOH, that undergo dissociation like acetate, ion and H plus. Now, we are going to add a salt which has common ion, that is sodium acetate. Sodium acetate, that is on dissociation CH3COO minus plus Na plus. That means to the solution we are going to add common ion, that is acetate. If you increase the concentration at equilibrium, equilibrium wants to decrease its concentration by favoring backward reaction. Now, concentration of H plus also goes on decreases. When concentration of H plus decreases, its acidity also decrease and its pH increase. Now, 4.3 pH was there for acetic acid solution. Now, that will increase, it become more than 4.3. If pKa equal to 4.76 and pKb equal to 4.75, calculate pH. For this data, pH is given by 7 plus a half pKa minus pKb. 7 plus half pKa is 4.76 minus pKb is 4.75. After simplification, the value is 7.005. This is D. Okay, this is for salts of weak acid and weak base. Next question. Question number 43. Why only arsenic gets precipitated? It should be 3 plus. Why only arsenic gets precipitated as As2S3 and not Zn2 plus as ZnS? It should be 2 plus. When H2S is passed through an acidic solution containing As3 plus and Zn2 plus. Students, this is based on the solubility product. We have two sulfides. One is As2S3, that is arsenic sulfide, and zinc sulfide. You should know one thing, that the solubility product of As2S3 is lower than ZnS. Okay? The solubility product of As2S3 is lower than ZnS. That means when solubility product is less than its ionic product, precipitation takes place. Precipitation takes place. The main reason behind the precipitation of As2S3 than ZnS is the solubility product of As2S3 is lower than the solubility product of zinc sulfide. Now, the answer is solubility product of As2S3 is less than that of ZnS. And one more point you should know, Ksp value is less than ionic product, precipitation takes place. If the solubility product value is more than its ionic product, no precipitation is formed. Answer for question number 43 is A. Number 44. 1 molar NaCl and 1 molar HCl are present in an aqueous solution. The solution is, we have 4 options. Students, the hydrolysis of sodium chloride, that is salts of strong acid and strong base, okay, will not alter the pH. pH will be around 7. Now we are going to take 1 molar HCl, being acidic, pH will decrease. Hence, the pH, okay students, it is not a buffer, it is not a buffer. NaCl and HCl won't give you the buffer. Now, not a buffer solution with the pH less than 7. Question number 45. The indicator used for the titration of a weak acid, weak base and strong acid. The students, for weak base and strong acid, the indicator used is methyl orange. Methyl orange. The pH range is 4.6 to 6.2. This is the pH range for methyl orange. And in acidic medium or acidic situation or condition, it will give you red color, and in basic condition, this will give you yellow color. Therefore, for weak base and strong acid, the indicators are used during the titration is methyl orange.